Now let's get on with the fan favorite portion of the show. This week in history, trivia style. 7 questions, all multiple choice, all set to medium difficulty. If you can go 7 for 7, good for you. But we have proven over time, not that easy. And I am a smart one. I ain't no dummy, okay? And I can't go 7 for 7. And most of our friends who are also not dummies, they can't go 7 for 7. Let's see if we can do it today, starting with question number 1. This is interactive. I'm going to need you to participate, okay? And I will give you a Hey, mother! Good to see you, my friend. Question number 1. On April 27th, 1521, which explorer was killed in the Philippines? April 27th, 1521, which explorer was killed in the Philippines? Sorry, I couldn't swallow. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Ferdinand Magellan? Was it Vasco da Gama? Was it Hernan Cortes? Or was it James Cook? He is killed in the Philippines on April 27th, 1521. Again, your options are Magellan, Gama, Cortes, or Cook. I know there's a delay, so that's why I read the questions repeatedly. I give you an extra opportunity to think about what your answer is. Ferdinand Magellan, Vasco da Gama, Hernan Cortes, or James Cook. James, he's going to go with da Gama. And I think Cook was killed by the Hawaiians. He's not wrong. So if you know James Cook was killed by the Hawaiians. Mama Knuckles, she's going to go with Cortes. So we got da Gama, we got Cortes, and kind of waiting for more answers. Vasco da Gama seems to be popular. I believe, my thoughts, of course, it's not James Cook. Cortes was killed in Mexico, I think. I also think Cortes was killed in Mexico. I think that Cook was killed in Hawaii. And I think Ferdinand Magellan bites the big one in the Philippines. We'll find out who's right. Again, I don't know the answers to the questions until we all know the answers to the questions. On April 28th, 1789, what famous mutiny took place? April 28th, 1789, what famous mutiny took place? There's not really a lot of famous mutinies out there, right? I've charged someone with mutiny before. Because if you're going to not obey the law, it's just you not obeying the law. But if you're going to inspire others to also not obey the law, that is mutiny. Punishable by death. James has already popped in with the bounty. Yeah, because it's a famous mutiny. And I don't think any of us know any other famous mutiny other than the bounty. But here are our multiple choice options. The HMS Victory, the RMS Titanic. I would have loved for there to have been a mutiny on the Titanic. The HMS Bounty or the USS Constitution. James, like I said, has already popped in with the Bounty. Staten Island Ferry Mutiny. Robert, as always, very funny. Very funny. I like that. You can make one funny answer and then one serious answer. But once you make a serious answer, as James likes to do often, you can't change it. You don't get credit for changing your answers after hearing other people's answers or further discussion. So Staten Island Ferry Mutiny, very funny. Points. Again, your multiple choice options. On April 28th, 1789, what famous mutiny took place? Was it the HMS Victory, the RMS Titanic, the HMS Bounty, or the USS Constitution? I agree with James that it was the Bounty. There is another famous mutiny. The Caine Mutiny. Yeah. Yes. The Caine Mutiny. Check that one out. Great movie. Great movie. Humphrey Bogart at his best. I've given you, all right, Robert finally gives us his real answer. He goes with the Bounty. So we got two people with the Bounty and other people that are viewing that are not answering. And where is Jessica? Where are the kids? I need them to participate. You cannot be the sole representative of the Taney family. Question number 3. On April 29th, 2004, the final episode of which longest-running sitcom aired? April 29th, 2004. The final episode of which long-running sitcom aired? Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Seinfeld, Friends, Cheers, or Frasier? I believe I know the answer, and I'm going to say that this is the correct answer, whether it is or not. Because a friend of mine who is no longer with us was in the episode. He was in the finale. Guiding Light. Again, funny. MASH, boo. Come on, man. 2004? 2004. And here are your multiple choice options. Seinfeld, Friends, Cheers, or Frasier. It could be Frasier. It definitely could. It is not Cheers. It could be Friends. It could be Seinfeld. It's 2004. I'm not a Friends episode. Robert says Friends. I think Mama's going to go with Friends there. I think it's Seinfeld. Go back to 2004. That's 22 years ago. 9/11 had just happened. I think it's a Friends. Excuse me. I think it's Seinfeld. And I say that because someone I admire and adore and loved, John Panette, was in that episode. And I like to remember him that way. So my answer, whether it's right or not, I'm doing the sentimental thing. I'm going to go with Seinfeld. James is going to go with Downfield. I don't even know how you could have spelled that so wrong, but he has since changed it to Seinfeld. Question number 4. On April 30th, 1803, the United States made which major acquisition? I shouldn't have to give you multiple choice options for this. It's April 30th. It's 1803. April 30th, 1803, the United States made what major acquisition? When it comes to major acquisitions, there's really only 2. There's this one, and then there's the other one. This one, big deal. This is a big deal. James has already popped in with Louisiana Purchase. I haven't even given the multiple choice options yet. Alaska Purchase, Louisiana Purchase, Florida Purchase, or the Gadsden Purchase are our options. James and Robert have both popped in with Louisiana because they're not wrong. In 1803, we bought everything west of the Mississippi. Now, mind you, we didn't buy it from the people that could sell it to us. We just we bought it and said, "Thank you. Here's some paperwork for this thing." It was a crazy land deal. But in theory, the Louisiana Purchase purchased most of the country for pennies on the dollar. The next giant purchase is going to be the Alaska purchase. Mama goes in there with Alaska on this one. That's her answer. Also known as Seward's Folly. Seward is Secretary of State when he purchases Alaska. He's also one of the victims in the attempted coup that resulted in the death of Abraham Lincoln. If you don't know, they not only wanted to kill Abraham Lincoln, they wanted to kill the Vice President and the Secretary of State all in one felt swoop. And Sewell was the Secretary of State. But he was a big old burly man, and he didn't go down like that. When they tried to knife him in his sleep, he fought back and beat up his attacker. But that's many years after 1803. So Louisiana, Alaska. My answer, I'm going with Louisiana because that's the correct answer. Again, April 30th, 1803, the United States made what major acquisition? Alaska, Louisiana, Florida, or Gadsden? Question number 5. On May 1st, 1931, what iconic building officially opened? 1931, iconic building officially opened. Was it the Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building, the Sears Tower, or Rockefeller Center? May 1st, 1931. What iconic building officially opened? The Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building, the Sears Tower, or the Rockefeller Center? Here's what I'm going to tell you to help you out, okay? It's not the Sears Tower. James pops in with Empire State. It's not Rockefeller Center, because Rockefeller Center is not iconic. Robert pops in with Empire. It comes down to two, a logical decision here. It is either the Chrysler Building or the Empire State Building. It's 1931. Mama's got to go with Sears, okay? I can tell you that's not right. Sears Tower comes many, many years later. Sears Tower is built after the World Trade Center. World Trade Center was built when I was born. So, yeah. World Trade Center, tallest building in the world. Oh, look, now we got the Sears Tower. It's even bigger. It's down between the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building. And the clue is what iconic building, and there's no more iconic building than the Empire State Building. I mean, King Kong dangled off of the top of the Empire State Building. But many people confuse the Chrysler Building and its beautiful Art Deco design. Art Deco, very popular in the 1930s. They confused the two. Oh, look at that building. That must be Empire State. Nope. That's the Chrysler Building. So it's down between one of those two, but if I had to guess between those two, which of the two is more iconic, it is definitely the Empire State Building. I agree with Robert and James on this one. Question number 6. On May the 2nd, 2011, what major global event occurred? On May the 2nd, 2011, what major global event occurred? I'm not even looking at the options. I'm going to tell you Operation Neptune. That is an additional clue for any of you that know. I'll do one more. I'll do 2 clues. Operation Neptune Hammer. I think it was Neptune Hammer. And Senior Chief Petty Officer Robert O'Neill. You know what happened on May the 2nd, 2011 yet? What if I told you the headline on the newspaper, the New York Daily News? It was not 9/11. It's May the 2nd, 2011. It's not 9/11. Stupid. The headline was on the New York Times. No, that was when we got Saddam. Anyway, here are your multiple choice options. A, the end of the Iraq War. B, the death of Osama bin Laden. C, the capture of Saddam Hussein, or D, the start of the Arab Spring? Which, I don't know if you know this, but the Arab Spring was never a thing. That was just a lot of terrorism, and we supported it. Yeah, yeah. Our government was just supporting the Arab Spring. I, to this day, cannot explain to you why we were bombing Libya. Libya hadn't done anything wrong. There was no reason. But we bombed the snot out of Libya. And we cheered when their leader was knifed in the buttocks. Right up in the buttocks. So far, the only answer I have is bin Laden killed from James. Again, here are your options. On May the 2nd, 2011, Osama bin Swimming. Funny. What major global event occurred? The end of the Iraq War, the death of Osama bin Laden, the capture of Saddam Hussein, or the start of the Arab Spring? With two answers in, I'm going to agree with my viewers. Yes. Senior Chief Petty Officer Robert O'Neill took the life of the number one terrorist in the world, Osama bin Laden, who turned out to be a punk in the end and tried to use one of his little wives as a shield. Done, son. Ha ha. Gotcha. Finally, question number 7. On May 3rd, 1979, what political leader became the UK's first female prime minister? I know the answer. I'm not looking at the options. So here's the wonderful thing about British women. They're amazing, they're strong, they're powerful, they're eloquent. I love me some British women. I do. All the British women I have in my life, I love them. Because, you know, they speak with a British accent, and that makes them feel cooler. Now, on May the 3rd, 1979, they elected a very elocucious, strong female to be the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Now, years later, many years later, they'll do the same thing with another British woman, but times they are a-changin'. She is the shortest reigning Prime Minister of all time. I don't even think she stayed in office a full 2 weeks. But in 1979, they chose a female. James has already popped in with Thatcher. Before I even read the answer, the options: Theresa May, Margaret Thatcher, Angela Merkel, I think is funny, Indira Gandhi. So Angela Merkel, German. Indira Gandhi, freaking Indian. So it narrows your choices down between Theresa May and Maggie Thatcher. James has already said Thatcher, because he's not wrong. It's definitely not Theresa May. It's Maggie. Extra points. Can you tell me what Maggie's nickname was? Can you do that? I am curious if you know. Robert goes with Maggie as well. No one wants to take the extra points? No one wants to grab the extra points on what was her nickname? Okay. Here are this week's answers. The first answer was Ferdinand Magellan. I got that right. I ironed something. Yes, it was ironed something. Ferdinand Magellan, I think all of you failed to get that correct. I got that correct. Question number 2 was the HMS Bounty. I think anybody that said Bounty got that correct. Question number 3 was not Seinfeld, was not MASH. It was Friends. Boo. Question number 4 was the Louisiana Purchase. Question number 5 was the Empire State Building. Question number 6 was the death of Osama bin Laden. And question Number 7 was the Iron Lady herself, Mrs. Margaret Thatcher. I went 6 for 7, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I want to go 7 for 7, but I'll take 6 for 7. I don't know how you did. Some of you did better than some of you did not so good. But that's okay. It's a great way to start your Sunday. We're going to wrap this up now. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love. 6 out of 7 for Robert. Good for you. Lunsby